Okay, good morning, everyone. Again, welcome to CWM. This is the first meeting this year 2022. Okay, looks like everybody is doing okay, and it's cold out there. All right, let's start it. Today's vocabulary. Still people are coming in. Okay, let me enlarge a little bit. Okay, so you can see better. All right. Well, today's vocabulary we want to pick up is, I think we did this before. Time is of essence. Okay? Time is of essence. The phrase of time is of essence in a contract means the punctual performance by one party is essential to require counter performance by the other party. So after a financial crisis, the Obama government, they tried to really tighten all the regulations and the rules. And so they established Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. We know that. And they start controlling very tight. One of the activities, okay, one of the activities is they made a residential contract, especially in New Jersey case. Residential contract says every the date and time is of essence. That is the fundamental, one of the changes, I guess, changes on the residential sales agreement. Okay, so before that, what we had is all the time and date on the contract, at least, was not of essence. Okay. Time was not of essence. That means if you have any deadlines for the, let's say, mortgage commitment date or inspection period, etc., if you cannot keep up the schedule, specify the schedule, still attorney can delay, attorney can talk to the other attorney, and they can delay, they can postpone the deadline, etc. But after the financial crisis, we made it, everything, time is of essence. So you need to be careful, basically. That means whatever specified on the contract, then if you pass that deadline, essentially, either buyer or seller has a full right to cancel. Okay, right then, right there. There is no room to send out time is of essence letter to the other party. And if you don't send your commitment by then we're going to cancel. You don't have to do anything. Okay? So that is kind of the nature of the time is of essence. But mostly the recent days, attorney, they put the one of items on the rider. They said usually all the time and date are not of essence. They specify on the rider, and then they continue their riders. So in that case, the time is not of essence. That phrase will override all other schedules. So in that case, we're going back to the old fashion. But anyway, today we're not going to talk about the contract detail, but just the time is of essence. Time is of essence라고 그러면은 이런 표현을 꼭 알아두실 필요가 있는데요. 계약서에 보면 time is of essence라는 우리 항목이 이미 우리 뉴저지 레지던셜 컨트랙, 세일즈 컨트랙에 보면 이게 들어가 있어요. 여러분들이 알거나 모르거나. 그래서 그 내용인즉슨 모든 그 specified 된 date나 time이 여기 보면은 상대방에 의해서 반드시 그 날짜에 이루어져야만 된다 하는 의미라는 거죠. 그래서 그 날짜가 지나면 따로 캔슬할 이 날짜, 그러니까 언제까지 너네가 이걸 주지 않으면 캔슬하겠다라고 하는 time is of essence letter를 다시 보낼 필요가 없이 바로 액션에 들어갈 수 있는 의미가 있다. 그렇게 알아두시면 되겠습니다. Okay, as I said, we want to take a look at 2022, this year's housing market predictions. By the way, this report is done by Redfin, Daryl Fairweather. She is a chief economist of Redfin. And I just edited it here and there. This might be very interesting report we want to review because it's the beginning of the year. Everybody want to kind of talk about what's going to happen in residential market in 2022. Okay, everybody mute, please. Okay. And well, overall, year 2020 will bring more balance to the housing market. But don't expect a buyer's market. So is it going to be flipped from a seller's market to buyer's market? No, not exactly, but more balance, okay, more balanced market. Just more selection, less frenzy, and a slower price growth. That's kind of summary of this year's housing market. Let's take a look at prediction number one. She said, okay, well, whether you believe all this or not, it's up to you, but it's prediction. She must be a real brain. I think she went to Harvard, and now she works for Redfin. So let's take a look at number one prediction. Mortgage rate will rise to 3.6%. Okay, bring price down to earth. Well, price growing, okay, not the price itself. Price growing down to earth. That means probably a single-digit increase. Okay, let's take a look at what it says. Well, 30-year fixed mortgage rate to rise slowly from around 3% to around 3.6%. Already we see, right? We're going to talk about the 10-year Treasury yield. Okay, it's going up, so that's why 30-year mortgage also already went up, and that would mean about $100
internet. Again, it's amazing.
Okay, in mortgage payment for the median home. By winter, higher mortgage rate along with the already high home prices will likely slow annual price growth down to 3%. Where everybody remember this year.
That's helpful in case there's any issues.
This year, depending on some town or metro area, as high as like 20% house price went up. Okay, but that growth will down to 3% this year. Okay, still home price will go up, but with a very marginal rate, which is 3%, and which represent a steep drop from the record 24% increase posted in May 2021. We experienced some metro area went up by 24% compared to last year. If annual price appreciation falls to 3%, it would only be the second time it will have fallen so low since the end of housing crash in March 2012. We're talking about financial crisis time. And if price appreciation falls to 3%. Financial crisis time. Okay. And so prediction number one, 지금 첫 번째 prediction 한 거는 이 여자분이에요. 데럴 페어웨더라는 분은 좀 아무래도 젊은 분이고 하버드 출신이고 지금 뭐 레드핀에서 Chief Economist이라고 있는데 아무튼 그 prediction number one은 모기지 레이트이 3.6% 정도까지 올라갈 거다. 그리고 그 집값 올라가는 레이트이 우리가 아주 높은 지역은 24%까지 작년에 올라갔죠. 이제 올해는 한 3% 정도까지, 그러니까 증가율이 3%라는 얘기죠. 까지 될 것이다. 그래서 모기지 레이트이 한 3.6% 올라가면 집값 페이먼트는 한 달에 미디언 하우스에 한 100불 정도 올라가는 걸로 생각하면 되겠다. Okay, let's move to prediction number two. Daryl predict new listings will hit a 10-year high. Well, that's good news. We'll have more listings, which will hardly make a dent in an ongoing supply shortage, but still is not enough. Year 2022, new listings will surpass the year 2018 high of 7.6 million homes, setting a new record going back to at least 2012. As the market becomes more balanced, homeowners will find it less daunting to list their home while looking for a new one to buy. See, our problem was why we have a so low inventory, because after they sell their home, they could not find their own home to buy. See, that was a problem, right? But it's going to be a little bit less daunting for homeowners. That means they're going to put more houses on the market. So home sale contingencies, which allow the homeowner to make an offer to buy a new home on the condition that the existing home sells first, will become more common. So now home sellers are not afraid of finding their own homes after they sell this house. So that's why they're going to put the contingency. Okay, I have to sell my home to buy your house. So we're going to see more contingency. That's what she said. 두 번째 prediction은 상당히 이제 올해보다는 리스팅이 많을 것이다. 이렇게 지금 보고 있다는 거죠. 그래서 1912년 이후로 레코드 숫자가 될 것이다. 그러나 그게 충분하다 수는 없다. 그런 지금 상황인 거죠. 그래서 여태까지는 우리 리스팅을 많이 못했던 이유 중에 하나가 내가 살 집이 없으니까 리스팅을 많이 못했는데 이제는 살지 어느 정도는 조건부를 붙여서 그걸 이제 내 집을 팔아야 내 집을 클로징해야 이 집을 사겠다라고 하는 조건부가 점점 더 많이 보여질 것 같다. 그게 지금 두 번째 prediction이고 세 번째 prediction. Number three prediction. Rent will increase by 7%. Wow. That, yes, it's kind of, we all know that, right? Rent is increasing uphill. Okay, so rent will increase 7% by the end of 2022, more than double the predicted year-over-year growth in home price of 3%. So she said, not I said, but she predicted, whether it's going to be right or wrong, whether it's going to be true or false. Anyway, she predicted home price increase 3%. So if it's 3%, then she predicted rent will increase 7%. So it's more than double. Demand for rental will be strong for several reasons. We kind of know that, right? The end of mortgage forbearance will cause many homeowners to sell and rent instead. We kind of guessed, right? As the pandemic subsides, more people will choose to live in cities where it is more common to rent. Now, the people moved out of city centers, for example, Manhattan. But as pandemic going easy, more people is going to move to the cities where they are more common to rent. Additionally, that's why rent is going up. Additionally, the strong labor market will cause more people to move to a new city, and many movers will want to rent so they can get to know their house, their city before they buy. It's a typical phenomenon. When they move to a new city for a new job, usually they try to rent rather than directly buy the properties in the new town because they are not familiar with the new town. It's a typical phenomenon. The many movers will want to rent so they know the town. Okay. And since the vacancy rate are already at a record low, the increased demand for renters will almost certainly push rent to new heights. So that's what she predicted. Number 3 prediction은 렌트가 한 10% 정도 올라갈 것이다. 그럼 2022년도에 그러면 집값이 상승은 한 3%를 보는데 렌트 인상은 한 7%를 볼 것이다. Many reason이 있지만은 이제 모든 게 이제 다시 회복되면서 다시 시리로 모여들 것이다. 그래서 이제 대개 시리는 렌트가 더 많다. 그리고 시리 중심부는 그리고 이제 새로운 타운으로 이제 잡을 옮기는 경우가 상당히 많은데 그 새로 옮겼을 때는 그 바로 집을 사지 않고 렌트를 하는 경우가 더 많다. 그죠? 이 동네를 알아보기 위해서. 그래서 렌트 디맨드는 자꾸 올라간다. 그러니까 지금 베이컨시 레이시 지금 현재도 굉장히 낮은 상태인데 디맨드가 더 커지니까 렌트 값은 올라갈 것이다. 그래서 제가 여러분한테 many times 얘기를 하지만 여유 자금이 있어서 투자하시는 분은 싱글 하우스 투자가 여태까지는 제일 지금 핫했고 물론 이제 칸도도 앞으로 이제 투자가 되면서 이제 좋은 투자가 되겠죠. 왜냐하면 렌트가 자꾸 올라가니까. 오케이. Prediction number 4. Home buyers will relocate to affordable cities like Columbus, Ohio, Indianapolis, and Harrisburg, PA, or the Sun Belt. This is an interesting prediction. I'm not really into this, okay, but she said that's going to happen in 2022. Well, so far, she recognized, of course, Sun Belt is hot, like Georgia, Alabama, not so much Alabama, but Texas, Dallas, that area. Sun Belt is sizzling hot, okay? And she said it's going to be cooled down, and the people is going to move to more like kind of rural area, Columbus, Ohio, or Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, etc. Okay, because Austin, Atlanta, Phoenix, they are all house prices increased by 29% and 24% and 35%. Okay, so she said it's crazy. Now people will notice that, and that they're going to move to more affordable areas. Okay, that's what she's saying. And because these cities is with the highly educated residents where the median house price is still less than $250,000. Wow, that's really a bargain. If it's a good environment and good residents along with high educated people, if a median house is 250,000, why not? I hear many people move down to Georgia. It's the same thing. Still, Georgia is price is increased, home price, but still compared to New York, New Jersey, it's almost 1/3. I heard, and I heard many stories. Prediction number 4는 이 여자분은 홈바이어들이 이제 미국 전체적으로 봤을 때 선벨트는 너무 이제 뜨거워서 소위 마켓이 너무 뜨거워져서 값이 너무 많이 올라가서 이제 그쪽보다는 오히려 이제 이런 컬럼버스, 오하이오, 뭐 해리스버그, 펜실베니아 이런 쪽으로 옮길 거다라고 예상을 했고, 왜냐하면 그 지역은 좋은 환경이지만은 미디안 하우스가 한 25만 불밖에 안 된다. Okay, prediction number 5. People will vote for their feet, moving to places that align with their politics. Now, a little bit of a politics involved. Well, the Supreme Court decides contentious cases related to abortion rights. Everybody knows that abortion rights and gun rights will see more migration for political reasons. The recent Redfin survey confirms that the substantial share of home buyers won't move to a place where the laws conflict with their political beliefs. For example, 1 in 7 recent movers surveyed said that they would refuse to live in a place where abortion is fully legal. So 1 in 7 is, let's say, is a little bit of a conservative side. They don't want to live in a place where abortion is fully legal. So such a political situation will make some different demographic changes. Okay, so that's another prediction. So in other words, people more think of the politics. Okay, so that's this year's sort of trend. 다섯 번째 프레딕션은 이제 정책 결정, politics에 따라서 좀 움직이는 경향이 있을 것 같다. 예를 들어서 레드핀이 뭐 이제 서베이를 했는데 이제 폴리티컬한 그 경향에 따라서 이제 움직이는 그런 경향을 좀 발견했다. 그래서 예를 들면 1 in 7 무버들이 7명 중에 1명은 예를 들어서 낙태를 리갈화하는 지역에는 살지 않겠다. 다른 데로 옮기겠다. 뭐 이런 서베이를 했다는 얘기고요. Okay, prediction number 6. Condo demand will take off. That's interesting prediction. Condo demand will take off. Will increase, basically. Year 2022, dense housing will make a comeback. Well, the year 2020, 2021, the people moved to more rural areas, right? But she's saying, believe it or not, the dense housing will make a comeback. More and more home buyers are open to buying a condo or townhouses for a fraction of the price of a single-family home. Well, because the single-family home price went crazy. I mean, very locally, I pointed out Palisade Park. Palisade Park duplex is almost like a single house. Its price is, I think, it's crazy. Recently, we made a deal, a brand new house, new construction, one side, okay, duplex, one side, $1.45 million. So 2 house times 2, that means 2.9 million. So almost 3 million for the duplex house in Palisade Park. So the price went crazy. That's why that is the. But condo and townhouse is very inexpensive compared to single house. So that's a reversal from when the pandemic knockdowns motivated home buyers to seek out larger homes with a big backyard, which caused the single-family home prices increase 27% from the start of the pandemic, while condo home prices only increased 14%. So natural move from single-family house to a condo. So finally, condo will take off. It'll have more heat in 2022. 칸도 세일이 조금 더 이제 좋아질 거다 이렇게 프로젝션을 했어요. 왜냐하면 그 동안에 싱글 패밀리가 너무 올라가가지고 제가 팔박 예를 들었지만은 팔박 최근에 우리가 한쪽을 145만 불에 딜을 해서 지금 진행 중인데 브랜드 하우스 그러면 2개를 합쳐서 산다 그러면 3 밀리언이 되는 거죠 지금. 그래서 뭐 팔박의 듀플렉스는 거의 싱글 하우스처럼 여겨지지만. Okay, prediction number 7, home buyers will take off. Home buyers will take a climate risk seriously. More and more people are concerned about flood zoning and other climate conditions. 넘버 7은 그 홈바이어들이 이제 조금 더 이 클라이밋 리스크에 대해서 좀 시리어스하게 될 것이다. 이 2020에서는 그런 프레딕션이 있었고요. 넘버 8, prediction number 8, housing policy will become central to political battle about climate change. It's the same thing. 그 여덟 번째 프레딕션은 하우징 폴리시가 이제 클라이밋 체인지에 대한 이슈를 많이 이제 관여하게 될 것이다. 그런 좀 변화가 있을 것이다. 그런 얘기고요. 모르겠어요. 아마도 젊은 세대일수록 지금 이런 politics 얘기했죠. politics 그다음에 여기 그 climate risk 이런 것에 조금 더 시리어스한 것 같아요. Again, 밀리어 제너레이션이 앞으로 대세인데 밀 제너레이션이 지금 다 이걸 보고 있는 거죠. 이런 폴리틱에 굉장히 이제 예민하고 그다음에 climate control 이런 거에 굉장히 예민하다. 그러니까 여러분들 투자자이건 홈오너건 홈바이어건 부동산 에이전트건 이러한 무브를 이러한 성향을 여러분들이 캐치를 해야 되는 거죠. Prediction number 9. This is interesting. iBuyers will focus on perfecting a niche service instead of market domination. Well, remember we I reported that iBuyer, the buying by iBuyer division, the Zillow, closed down this business, as you know, right? So she kind of analyzed that. The major lesson for iBuyers going into 2022 is that if you cannot make money on one home, the answer isn't to buy 1,000. That means he's kind of sarcastic. iBuyer failed, okay, Zillow failed. And if we see one case, we know all the others. That's what basically she's saying. So they cannot make money. They cannot be a major dominant. Okay? So iBuying business model will shift from an aspiration of a total market domination to a premium service that serves a small segment of home sellers who value convenience over cost. Okay, well, iBuyer, who is using iBuyer system? Well, I don't care about a lot of details of home selling, etc. I just, as is, okay, as is, whatever that is, give me cash. That kind of attitude. Those kind of people, they can use iBuying. So iBuying is not going to be the market dominance. Okay, means not everybody, market will observe the iBuying system. No, she's saying not. But it's a very special premium service. Okay, so very small. So far, still, internet buying and sell is 1% of the total market in US. Okay, so, well, I think optimistic, some people can say 3%, but within that range, okay? So that's, she's kind of forecasting about the iBuyer. 그 prediction 9은 지금 iBuyer에 대해서 언급을 했는데요. 그 제르리. 여러분들 아시면 Zillow가 이쪽 분야에 fail했죠. 그래서 문 완전히 닫아버렸고 지금 아마 10,000개 정도의 하우스를 못 팔고 가지고 있는데 그 다음 스토리는 지금 어떻게 되는지 모르겠어요. 아무튼 fail했어요. 일단 iBuyer는. 나머지 뭐 두 컴퍼니 아직 남아있지만 이런 방법이 인터넷 바잉이. 그런데 이 데룰이 보는 관점에서는 이 전체를 엔타이어 마켓을 다미너스 하는 거는 안 된다. 우리가 그걸 봤다. 단지 프리미엄 서비스 섹터는 iBuy 쪽으로 할 수 있을 것이다. 이런 프레딕션을 했고요. 넘버 10은 요거는 이제 에이전트들한테 좀 인트레스트 할 수 있는데요. 물론 뭐 홈바이어, 홈셀러도 마찬가지겠지만 셀러, 바이어, 에이전트 다 인볼브된 얘기니까 뭐예요? 커미션 관계. Okay. Prediction number 10. The DOJ, Department of Justice, will crack down on how real estate agents are paid. Well, I reported a few times, I think, about DOJ sort of a little bit of a legal battle and negotiation between DOJ and our NAR before. Anybody remembers that? And at the time, the president of NAR, Charlie Oppenheim, dealt with this DOJ people. And we are asking basically just leave it as is, because we handled it so far very well, and market doesn't have any problem. But the DOJ point of view is not fair trading. That's what their view. So anyway, year 2022, the DOJ will crack down on how agents are paid, and it is possible that buyers will eventually have to pay upfront for their agent instead of a more common setup now where the seller pays the commission for the both buyer side and seller side agent at closing. Yes, everybody knows that. As a public also, seller pays the commission, and usually seller's agent and buyer's agent usually take half and half, 50-50. So they think there is a seller pays a commission. Well, not exactly, I would say, but because the price, the commission is in the price, within the price, and the buyer pays the whole amount, okay? In fact, some contract says buyer is paying the commission, okay? But anyway, I don't know why they look at this way. So, well, Darryl is not, Darryl, this lady, okay, who report this, doesn't have realty experience. She's just a researcher. She got out of the school. I think she went to Harvard. But anyway, so buyer has to pay upfront. So she's saying, she predicted, maybe the DOJ is saying is the seller paying whole commission is not fair. That's what one of the argument. But so that's why Darryl said, this lady says, after all, buyer has to pay their own commission. Okay, buyers has to pay upfront, and many of them will likely pay more attention to the services their agent offers and get more cost conscious. If a buyer will pay the buyer agent's commission, then buyer will be more paying attention to the service that they get. Well, of course, so service has to be upgraded. That's what I am always keep saying. What? Maximum service. Excellent service brings you maximum profit. That's what I'm saying, and that's also she says. And this could lead to buyer doing most of their home search without an agent, because buyer has to pay upfront commission. At the closing or what, and then kind of they are reluctant to hire buyer agent. Okay, so they're going to do more online research without buyer agent involvement. So that's what she's saying. And only hiring an agent to close the deal, or only working with agent who has exclusive access to the home listings. That means more listing agent will be dominant in the market. Maybe that's what she's saying. Whether you believe it or not, this is a prediction. From her perspective. As a result, we would see more dual agency, where the agent represents both buyer and seller, and more pocket listings, where homes for sale are only shown to exclusive group of buyers. This we don't like, obviously, but that's whether we like it or not, she predicted. Number 10은 지금 DOJ하고, 이건 좀 썰을 하고 중요한 이슈인데요. 지금 나는 좀 조용하다고 봤는데 she brings up, 이 여자분은 다시 이거를 지금 얘기를 꺼내고 있어요. 지금 무슨 얘기냐 하면은 디파트먼트 저스티스에서 셀러가 커미션을 다 페이하고 그거를 바이어 에이전트하고 셀러 에이전트가 나눠 갖는 게 지금 페어하지 않다라고 얘기를 트집을 잡아서 잡기 시작해서 지금 이제 소송이 이제 파일 컴플레인이 되고 뭔지 이렇게 해서 됐는데 중재를 다 됐어요. 니고시는 다 됐고 끝났는데 또 이거를 자기네가 입장을 뭐 90일 안에 바꿀 수 있다나 뭐 그래서 다시 바꿔가지고 다시 이게 브링업 됐는데 그 얘기를 지금 하고 있는 거예요. 그래서 앞으로는 어떻게 될 것 같으냐면 바이어가 바이어 쪽 커미션을 직접 페이하게 될 것 같다. 이런 얘기인데 그렇게 된다면 바이어들이 바이어 에이전트를 하야하기 전에 더 많이 온라인으로 더 일을 하려고 할 거다. 그리고 꼭 필요할 때만 그러니까 탑한 니고시에이션이라든지 이런 게 있을 때만 바이어 에이전트를 하야하지 않겠느냐. 뭐 이런 지금 얘기고 그래서 그렇게 되다 보면 리스팅 쪽이 더 강해지고 그래서 두얼 에이전트십이 더 많아질 거고 그 다음에 뭐 파켓 리스팅이 많이 생길 것이다. 그러니까 이제 MLS에 안 내놓고 그죠? 왜냐하면 바이어 에이전트가 필요 없다면 많이 필요 없다면 그러면 파켓 리스팅이 많아질 것이다. 제가 개인적으로 볼 때는 이 파켓 리스팅이 많아지면 우리가 아주 상상하기 쉬운 한국의 옛날의 복독방 시스템으로 간다. 할아버지들이 앉아서 리스팅을 내 사무실에서만 킵하던 시대로 간다. 그러니까 그거 이렇게 되면 안 된다. 저는 개인적으로 그렇게 보고 있고요. 그래서 콜리스팅 시스템 그리고 바이 앤 셀러 에이전트가 따로 있고 인터넷에 올리고 하는 게 너무 잘 되어 있기 때문에 우리는 이거는 꼭 킵을 해야 된다라고 생각을 하고 있습니다. Okay. Okay, this is very important prediction from Redfin. By the way, if anybody wants to see a little bit more or original report, there is a link. Okay, you can see whatever we talked, and there is a lot of graphs also, so you can take a look at it. Okay, 여기 사이트에 연결되어 있으니까 링크 여기 보내드렸으니까 한번 쭉 오리지널 검토 한번 해보셔도 좋을 것 같습니다. Okay, this is for today's mini seminar. It took a little bit longer because it's the first meeting in 2022. We went through the predictions of housing market in 2022.